Well, it's finally that time. Many weeks of international football have all led up to this point. Many disappointments, many heartbreaks, but many amazing stories as well have led all the way up to the World Cup final. I think it's worth looking back on some of the matches, some of the moments that happened in this World Cup. So if you have any that you particularly like, please leave them in the comments below. But the football we've seen in this tournament has been amazing. We've had some amazing moments. Some of the favourites have been knocked out. England, Brazil, Germany. So many great footballing nations just knocked out by teams you wouldn't expect. Like, Morocco, Japan, Australia, I guess. They did quite well in their group, to be fair. Some crazy moments in this tournament. It's been fun to watch. But we need to talk about the main reason we're here, the final. But first, we're going to review my semi-final predictions. So for Argentina versus Croatia, I expected Argentina to win, and they did. It was a bigger margin than I expected, let's put it that way, because, Croatia's defence has been very sturdy throughout this tournament, but when they came against Argentina, they were just torn apart. And that is in big part down to Messi as well. I mean, he took one of the best defenders in the tournament and just ran past him like it was nothing. Yeah, it was a good match, honestly. Alvarez and Messi are a brilliant combination, and we saw that on full show against Croatia. They played extremely well together. Gvardiol, as I mentioned, was one of the best defenders of the tournament until he came into contact with Messi. Kind of crumbled, but he's still young. He's got a long way to go in his footballing journey. He'll no doubt be a big club very soon, because he is a good player. And I think if one of the only players to show you up is Messi, that's fine, because he is the GOAT. I think Argentina are finally at that stage where they are going to be very tough to beat. I mean, they were already in the semi-finals. They were very tough to beat, but as the tournament's gone on and as they've played more games, they've really gotten into gear and really shown what a dangerous side they are, and that was on full display here against Croatia, and it will be against France, I have no doubt. But talking about France, they played Morocco in the semi-finals, and I really wanted Morocco to win, but it was France who won it. You know what? Morocco, they played brilliantly despite the result, and they should be very proud of where their team got to, because they played some brilliant football, caused some of the biggest upsets in this tournament, and yeah, it's great for an African nation to get to such a stage. The next stop is the final, and I'm sure there will be an African team in the final coming very soon, whether it's the next World Cup or the World Cup after that, but it's definitely going to happen soon. And honestly, Morocco are hard done by not to score in this game, because they played really well. They gave a really good account of themselves, and France just had to ruin it. It was always going to be an uphill battle for Morocco, let's be real. The French side is just full of so much class that it would have been really tough for Morocco to even win. But they've caused these upsets in the tournament before, so it was very much on the cards. But they did manage to keep Mbappe quiet, I guess, sort of. He didn't score, he didn't assist, but he definitely contributed to some of the goals. GG's to France, I guess, but you just had to ruin the Moroccan party, didn't you? Anyway, let's talk about the big one. The final clash. Argentina versus France. Mbappe versus Messi. It's going to be an absolutely huge match. I'm looking forward to it. I'm Argentinian for the day. England and Argentina not had the best relations, let's be real, but neither have England and France. So it's kind of like the English rival derby, if you want to call it something like that. I'm very much Argentina in this match. I do want them to win. I want to see Messi lift the World Cup. I think that'd be something amazing to see. And he's got a very good chance of doing it. If there was any time for the World Cup curse to strike, it would be the finals. As I said, it's Messi's last chance to win his World Cup, his last dance, and it will no doubt have the Argentinians fired up even more. Not just the fans, but I think the team as well. A lot of them will probably love Messi, see him as their idol, so they're going to want to do their part to not only help their hero, but help their nation lift the World Cup. Let's focus on the French first. They've done really well to get to this point, considering their squad was racked with injuries. A lot of their players could be described as the reserve team, to be honest, and they've done really well to get to this stage. I mean, they're the first team to reach back-to-back finals since Brazil in 2002, which is a crazy stat. 20 years apart, my god. And would become the first ever team to win back-to-back World Cups. which would be an impressive statement to say the least, but I don't want that to happen, in case you couldn't tell. Now, Argentina did beat Italy in the Finalissima. I think it was this year under the Wembley Arch, so they have experience of beating European teams. They beat Croatia, of course, so they've got a very good chance of taking France all the way. But as I said earlier, Argentina have really grown into the World Cups, especially since their loss to Saudi Arabia. They've really grown with each match, got into gear more and more, and I think they're finally at their peak powers, as are the French side, to be honest. They have a really big emphasis on their midfield, I think, especially in that Croatia game. They've changed their tactics throughout the tournament. They are very tactically flexible, and we've seen that throughout the tournament, playing different styles of football. Their midfield is where the big emphasis is on, and they'll be definitely looking to win that battle against the French. Both teams have very solid midfields. I'd say France's is a bit weaker, because it would have had Kanté and Pogba in it, but the midfield duo they've got is still good. It's still doing bits. I mean, they've got to the finals again, so I don't think there's really an argument to say, well, they're worse, because clearly they've gotten to the same spot. But De Paul, Paredes and McAllister have all looked great, and Enzo Fernandez especially has looked good in the middle of the park. He provides some wonderful creativity for the Argentines, and yeah, despite scoring an own goal, he's played really well this tournament. I think the main man for Argentina is Lionel Messi. He's played some amazing football during the tournament. He's been great on and off the ball. I know off the ball he kind of walks, but his communication is brilliant for the rest of the team, and he'll no doubt be on the top of his game for this match. The French, however, are still a good side. They're great on transition with high technical skill for their squad. Their squad is very technically skilled. I mean, most of their team is very technical. Just watching their matches, they are a very good side. Theo Hernandez has looked brilliant in this side, as has Antoine Griezmann. Both of these players have made huge contributions throughout the tournament. Both amazing creative players, running parts of the game for their side, and just really being a nuisance to the opposing team. Griezmann himself has been brilliant. He wasn't getting played much by Atletico Madrid because they had to buy him if they played for more than half an hour or something, but they finalised that contract now, and he is a brilliant player. So Atletico Madrid have really come up with a big win for that, I think. We can't forget about France's golden boy, Mbappe. He's the French top goal scorer of this tournament so far on 5 goals, and even if he's not scoring, he can be causing havoc for the opposition with his dribbling skills as well. He is a brilliant player, and there's no doubt there'll be some Argentinian focus on just keeping him quiet. This entire French squad have been strong, but their defence has been especially solid for the most part. Tchouameni, he is a brilliant player and has played a vital role in that French midfield, and he can shoot from range. We know firsthand he can shoot from range. It's going to be a very tough final for both teams. I mean, the French side do have the more experience, I'd say. I think it's 5 of their starting 11 have played in the last World Cup final. But saying that, I think Argentina are going to clinch it. Both teams are playing great football. We'll see that on full effect here. If both teams go full throttle, it's going to be a brilliant final. But I do think that one side is better than the other. I think Argentina are going to win the World Cup. Now, there's definitely some bias in there. I've said I want Messi to win the World Cup. I'd love to see it. But I genuinely believe that Argentina can do it. France pretty much got outplayed by England and Morocco, despite winning each match. And they're definitely going to be outplayed by Argentina here as well. Only this time, France aren't going to win it. It won't be a huge scoreline, don't get me wrong. There's probably going to be a single goal in it, maybe a 1-0 or a 2-1 or something. But I see Argentina winning. I know experience plays a big part, especially in finals like this. Who can keep their nerve and who can keep it under control the longest. But I think Argentina have got this in the bag, personally. It's not going to be easy for either team, of course. It's a World Cup final, but I think if anyone's going to win it, it's going to be Argentina. So that has been my thoughts on the World Cup final. I think Argentina will win, and I think we'll see Messi lifting that World Cup. But yeah, if you've got any other thoughts on who you think is going to win the World Cup final, if you think it's France, tell me down below. I'd like to hear your reasoning. France do have a good case, don't get me wrong, but it's Argentina for me, baby. And yeah, I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.